Hi, my name is Dr. Sarah Colby, and I'm a chiropractic doctor. I'm the kind of doctor that helps people to not have pain in their bodies, like in their shoulders or their necks or their low back. I also specialize in helping to prevent that kind of problem. And so I'm going to talk to you today about working or doing your school from home, since that's what a lot of you are going to do right now. And we're going to talk about how to prevent neck pain while you're studying at home. So the first thing I want to talk about is, why should we try to keep our chin up? We want to keep our chin up so that our head stays balanced over our shoulders. And I wanted to give you an experiment to do at home. Your head weighs about 8 to 10 pounds. So if you get a couple of really heavy books, you can weigh them if you want, and you want to put them in your hand with your elbow on a desk and balance it. And try to balance it. See how my arm is straight up and down? This is pretty easy to hold. See, my muscles aren't really working hard, it's just balancing it. But if I were to move these books this way, and you can time how long you could hold it here. I could hold it here for an hour, maybe. But if I try to hold those books out here, you see how much harder my arm is working? You see how big this muscle is right here? And I feel right now a strain. So you can time how long can you actually hold these books out here. I'm guessing I might make 5 minutes. If you're strong, you could maybe hold it longer than that, but after that, my arm would give out. Well, the same thing happens with your neck. If your head is balanced over your shoulders, it's really easy. But if you have to have it out here, if your head is out here when you're studying, it's gonna really cause a lot of irritation in these muscles because they're working so hard to hold your head up. So let's talk about all the different things, and you can try these out, that are gonna keep your head up over your shoulders and balanced. One thing is to not slouch in your mid-back. Have you ever studied like this for a really long time, or read a book like this for a really long time on the couch or in bed, and it bothers your neck? Well, that's because your head is forward. So you want to think about your mid-back. If your mid-back is round, it shoots your head forward. But if your mid-back is straight up, see how my head now is balanced over my shoulders? Sometimes when we have chairs at home, they might be too big for us. So when you set up your place that you're going to study at home, maybe it's going to be at the kitchen counter, or it's going to be at the dining room table. Maybe you have your own desk in your room. You want to have your desk and your chair set up so that you don't round your mid-back. Some chairs are too big and you have to make them smaller. That's called ergonomics. When you make the chair the right size for you. So you can get anything. You can get a towel or a pillow. You don't have to have anything fancy. I just happen to have this at my office. But you want to put something in your chair so that when you sit in it, it's making you sit up straight. This feels really comfortable to me. It makes me sit up straight, so I'm not slouching, but now my head is balanced here. The next thing you want to do is pull your chair into your desk and make sure that it's the right height. You want to have it be just the right height so that your arms are here when they're on the keyboard. And then you're going to get your computer. Maybe you have a regular computer, maybe you have a Chromebook or a laptop. You want to get your computer out and put it where you think it's going to go. And then see what happens to your head when you look at the screen. Right now, if I were to work on this computer, my arms would be here and my head would be down here so I could see right. But that's not going to work for my head long term. So we want to raise this monitor up. We want to put it like that. There's lots of ways to do this. So you can use a box, you can use books. That's still a little low for me. If I want it just right, the top of the monitor should be right across from my eyes. So I'm going to get a couple more books here and see if I can't get it higher. That's a lot better. This is one way, and it works just fine. Of course, now I can't use the keyboard up here. We'll talk about that in a minute. Another way to get your laptop up higher or your monitor up higher is to use something like this. Now my laptop doesn't open anymore, so this might be a little high. pretty good. I can see the monitor, my head is not down looking at this, and it feels pretty good. But I couldn't use the keys like this for very long, so then you might need an extra keyboard. Keyboards are about $15 to $25 if you get little ones, which work just fine, and you want a Bluetooth keyboard that also has a mouse on it. We are doing a chin-up program through the Westland-Wilsonville School District, and if you would like one of these, give us a call and we can tell you where to get them inexpensively, and we do have some that are being donated for people who need them. So now you have your keyboard, and your keyboard should be right here. So you got your monitor perfect, your keyboard is right here. Let's talk about if you're reading something. If you're reading something, you might want to get a little document stand so that you're not looking like this at your documents or your books down on the ground and then going like this and like this. You can put it right here so that you can see it and it's sticking up. And you're all set for your workstation, except that you might need a mouse, because then you don't have to use the trackpad over here, and it's way easier to use a mouse than to use the trackpad through here. You want to watch yourself to not study too long or sit in bed, because when you sit in bed and you've got your legs straight out, you're all rounded and your head is forward, and it also hurts your low back. The same thing goes for the couch. You can spend a little time there, it's not a big deal, but if you're gonna do real school, you wanna set up in a place that works just perfectly for you. I forgot one more thing that might help you. If your chair is too tall and your feet don't hit the ground evenly, one thing that happens is your feet will pull your back into a round position and your head goes forward. Whereas if you have your feet resting on something, it can be a book or a box, it doesn't matter, and you have your feet up like this, then your head is much more balanced and your low back won't hurt you as much either. If you need any information on any of the stuff we have here, you can call our office at 503-685-9841. Almost forgot that. Anyway, good luck at school this year.